What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Classical Chris here with your next magical musical moment. Today's lesson we're going to be talking about shifting and jumping on the guitar. So let's get started. So, when to shift, when to jump. What is a shift? What is a jump? Well, a shift is when we change positions on the instrument from wherever we are. Maybe we're in the first position right here with our first finger, and we need to come up to the fifth position. So, when shifting positions, whether it's the same finger, you're going to get a little bit of that screeching sound on the low strings. Let's change it to the third string. Let's do that. Whether we're changing with one finger or changing to another finger, one of the things we want to do with shifting and shifting properly on the guitar is we want the movement to come from the shoulder, not from kind of the elbow, if you will, and not from the wrist. So even if I'm moving up just one fret, going like this, the movement still comes from here, not just the wrist doing one of these deals. That sort of thing. We want the whole arm to move because we want it all to be in the proper position for when we hit the play. So if I go, and so a proper shift, what ends up happening, whether we move one fret or whether we move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 frets, what we want to do is we take the pressure off the string and we can leave the finger on the string as we move up. Whether we're moving back or up. And so it glides along it like kind of like a landing strip that an airplane would go along as it lands at the airport. So if I'm looking here and I'm going to go from this F sharp note on the first string up to E on the 12th fret of the first string, what I want to do, if I'm going to use a different finger, is that I'm actually not going to go like this and make like this kind of arcing kind of motion where I go like that and it's like a rainbow almost. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to land a little bit earlier on that string and use it kind of as a runway, again like an airplane, to get myself in that position. It's going to give me a lot more stability as I'm going to that next note. So I start that landing strip right here around the 7th fret all the way to the 12th. So you can start this nice and early. And there I am. If I try to do that just by hopping up and then just trying to come right down on it, you see what happens. I have to come from here, which is like a good inch and a half off the guitar, and then press it properly. But if I'm already there, like that, if I stop that motion right there, well now here I am already on the string. So now I just very smoothly and very quickly get to that note, and there I am. So it's what's called a gross motor movement because we're moving a lot of muscles, multiple joints, and that sort of thing. A lot of what we do with the guitar is fine motor skills, little plucking motions here, little pull-offs, hammer-ons and things like that, which require just small movements of the fingers. This is more what's called a gross motor movement, larger. So we have to control more muscles and that sort of thing, whether I'm doing that or whether I'm playing a chord and going like this. That sort of thing. So, and for you rock and rollers out there who are bound and determined to play power chords and learn how to play Iron Man, I'm going to play a little bit of that on this classical guitar. Of course, it's not going to sound like Tony Iommi, but it still will kind of hopefully get the point across. That if I want to go from this first chord to that next chord, which happens to be a B chord, to a D chord, and then to an E chord, if I'm just going like this and having too much pressure on the strings, I'm going to sound like this. It's not going to work well because I've got too much pressure. I'm trying to move like this, or I'm moving like that, and it's going to be real herky-jerky. And so maybe this is something you've experienced in maybe your lessons. Maybe you're trying to learn that song with your teacher that you're working with right now, and it's been a month and you're still like, why can't I get this? What you need to do is from this first chord is you very slowly, it's not going to sound like it at first, but you're working on getting the movement right. Just do that, lift the pressure off, keep the fingers on the strings, glide them up, keep it, you can hear the squeaking sound, so you know my fingers are still on the strings. Move the whole arm up to the 5th fret, and now you have that. Now I tend to play it with 3 fingers. I like to get the root, the 5th, and another root note. But sometimes, you know, I think maybe Iommi plays it with just 2 notes. I like the 3 notes. Let's do it 2 notes just for grins. So I want to do that, and then I want to move up, and then keep the integrity of the chord shape. So as I move back, I don't want to go like this and constrict my hand, because then I have to reopen it. But as we move, we want to keep those fingers apart. That sort of thing. And so that is a proper shift. It's a very popular song, so that's why I'm using Iron Man as an example. And so when you put it in real time, you get a much smoother transition instead of that kind of thing. Because your fingers are moving, there's too much pressure and that sort of thing. Take the pressure off and just move along. And again, keeping that shape, keep that integrity, called the integrity of the hand, keeping that shape. So that is a proper shift. Sometimes we have to jump. And that's what we were doing earlier, where we change fingers. So maybe I need to go like this. And again, that concept is when we use that kind of landing strip concept, where I start a little bit earlier, and there I am. And that really helps out a lot when you're playing kind of fast movements and that sort of thing in pieces of music. If I'm doing like a something like that, maybe something along those lines, but I have to move my fingers to get to the next thing very quickly. And so with that, that is how we do shifting and jumping. Thanks so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you haven't done it already, click the like button, click subscribe, hit the bell for notifications so every time I drop a new video, you know exactly when it comes out. Please feel free to share this with all of your friends. I would really appreciate it to help me get my name out there. And again, guys, thanks so much, and I look forward to seeing you in the next Magical Musical Moment. And if you're interested in taking your guitar playing to the next level and you want to take private lessons, please feel free to visit my website, www.classicalchris.com. Drop me an email, and I would be glad to work with you one-on-one.